What is going on, guys? It's your boy Chris here. I'm back with a new video. I'm going to touch on a couple things here. I've got a lot to get off my chest today, so strap in. It's going to be a bit one. This is going to be a long one. First things first, I want to touch on something I saw that was a bit of a controversy over the weekend, and that was the God of War Laufey reveal. Laufey reveal, whatever the game's called, the new God of War game. There was a lot of discourse online about it being God of Woke and all this other shit. And cat hair on my shirt. Love my cats, but they get hair everywhere. Anyway, calling it God of Woke, God of Laundry, and other shit like that. To the people saying that, just admit you didn't play the other game, the Norse Saga games, because if you did, you wouldn't be saying this shit. You'd be hyped as fuck to play this character because of multiple things that were explained in the course of the God of War Norse Saga that had been mentioned. It's been mentioned that it was mentioned in the first game that when Kratos met Faye, they fought, and they fought to a standstill. She fought the God of War, Kratos, the man who took down the entire Greek pantheon of gods. He took down Zeus, he took down Ares, he took down the whole fucking pantheon. And she fought him to a fucking draw. Think about that. This woman fought Kratos to a draw. In the God of War where he fought Thor. And Thor's a bad motherfucker in that game. He kills you and then he says, nah, I ain't done with your ass yet. I decide when you die. And he brings you back. Like, nah, you ain't going nowhere, motherfucker. We're not done yet. Boom. He pulled the Braun Strowman, I'm not finished with you. And it just zapped you back to life, and then you keep fighting him. They fought in a town where he fought her. And it's in a crater. So, his wife fought a little god, and they cratered a town. I'm just saying, in the game trailer, she gets to the afterlife and immediately starts throwing hands with motherfuckers. But then, 2 seconds, she gets there, she wakes up, she's immediately fighting motherfuckers. That's not this is not a random barmaid that he hooked up with. This woman is a fucking problem. She's a fucking menace, bro, and we're about to find out. And when people are like, well, you could have done a game about Atreus. Atreus is still a kid. He's not old enough yet. Also note, in the God of War games, the axe that Kratos uses was her fucking weapon. That's her axe. It's not his. He didn't make that shit. That was her axe that he's using. So, yeah, folks. Y'all can make all the jokes you want. This game's gonna be badass as fuck, and this woman is gonna be this is a bad bitch, okay? Y'all don't realize the fucking fun you're gonna have playing this. It's gonna be a good game. Because there hasn't been a bad God of War game. And apparently the people behind this game have wanted to make this game. Santa Monica Studios has wanted to make this particular game from the day they first came up with the idea for the Norse Saga for God of War. They wanted to do this before they did the Kratos story. But they tweaked it to tell her tale in the afterlife. So it's like, yeah, this has been coming for a minute. So y'all that are mad about it, like, cope and seethe, but you're everything that's wrong with, like, fucking gaming and stuff like that. Every last one of you is a sad motherfucker, and I have no problem calling you that. You're sad. You're weak. You're betas. All of you. The idea of a strong woman scaring you that much that you're having a shit fit about a fucking video game, you're embarrassments. You're jokes. All of you. None of you have any idea what a real man is. But the concept of a strong woman or woman can handle herself scares you, or has you like, go in the kitchen and make dinner, bitch. You're fucking weak. And speaking of weak men, Josh Hokit. Thought I forgot about your bitch ass, but I didn't. Josh Hokit. At the UFC 250 Freedom event, he decides to use his post-fight win interview to take a shot at Michelle Obama by saying, Michelle Obama's a man, am I right, America? And pretty much everybody is like, yeah, that wasn't cool, dude. Why did you do that? Shane Gillis publicly called it out. Dana White even said, I didn't like that. Credit to Dana White for actually doing the right thing for a fucking change. Saying the right thing after months of saying dumb shit. He finally says, she is a public figure, I get it, and, I don't like talking about families. I didn't like that. He's like, I didn't like it. Even Lindsey Graham, came out and said he didn't like it. Very emphatically said he didn't like it. So I'm glad to see some people who may lean right or be conservative or whatever kind of say, yeah, that shit wasn't cool, man. I ain't like that. And a lot of people didn't like it because there was no reason for it. It wasn't the place. And Dana White even said this event was hopefully would be something to unite people and bring people together and celebrate freedom and celebrate America and how great it is. That's what I hoped it would do. But it got sullied by dipshit saying what he fucking said. And then he tried to say, it was just a joke, bro. Just fucking around. It wasn't even serious. Why did anybody else can't joke anymore? It's not about you can't joke anymore. It's what you fucking said. And maybe the fact that it wasn't fucking funny. Clearly it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. It's not a joke. Like, what if a fighter had gotten out there and said, for example, Melania Trump was a hooker? Am I right, America? Or said, Laura Bush is a crackhead. Or something along those lines. Or said Nancy Reagan was the throat goat. Think about that. If it was the other side and the roles were reversed. If somebody said that about a conservative former first lady, people would be losing their shit. People on the right on the left would people would have lost their shit. Right? And we all know it. But because it's the first black president and the first black first lady, everybody thinks it's okay to do that shit. And it's not. And again, it goes back to strong woman. Laura Bush, strong woman. Barbara Bush, strong woman. Hillary Clinton, strong women. They stood side by side with the men who were in charge of the most powerful country in the world. You can't be weak and do that. Okay? That's not how that shit works. And for some of them, they even put out initiatives to help the country in the best way they thought they could. They didn't just sit on the sidelines. None of those women did. But if anybody had said that about Melania, you'd have people losing their minds. Like, how dare you say that about the first lady, and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Forget the fact that we've seen her pose nude. We've seen her naked. We've never seen Michelle Obama naked, or Laura Bush naked, or Jill Biden naked, or Nancy Reagan naked, or any other first lady naked. But we've seen Melania naked. So I'm just saying. But if anyone said that about her, all hell would have broke loose. But because it was Michelle Obama, and for real, like, there's talk of her going after him civilly, sue him into generational poverty. Like, fuck that dude. Fuck Josh Hokit. Like, and it's like, dude, it wasn't the time or the place for that. That's the thing. And it's also not the first time he said that shit either. He said it in a post-fight before, like a year ago. Like, he said this a million times, like multiple times. And because of that, like, I can honestly say, like, the UFC has lost me. I'm done. Like, I loved UFC. I loved it. I absolutely love MMA. I loved UFC. I loved being at the event here in Baltimore when they came. Dana White openly said at the presser for that event, they asked, when you coming back? He's like, next fucking week if I can do it. I want to come back next week. I've never seen a crowd in any event we've done where everyone was in their seats for the preliminary fights all the way to the main event, and they were loud the entire time. Baltimore showed up and showed out. This is Dana White's direct words about that event here. I got to see John Jones fight live. I got to see one of the best of all time fight live against Glover Teixeira. I got to see a guy get knocked out with the coolest flying knee of all time. Fight was like 2 seconds. I got to see a guy so locked up in a submission hold that he couldn't submit with his arms because they were tied up. He had to tap with his feet. I've never seen that happen before. He had to submit with, like, tapping his foot on the fucking mat, on the fucking octagon. He couldn't tap any other way. Yeah, so that was the event that I saw. And my boy Rick will back this up. We went to this event. It was the most fun event I've been to that wasn't a wrestling event. I've never had that much fun at a fucking event. I've been a fan of UFC from the days of Ken Shamrock and Hoist Gracie, Chemo Leopoldo carrying the cross to the fucking ring, the guy kicking the sumo guy in the face and getting the sumo guy's tooth in his foot, so he had to stop the fight. Dan Severn, Don Fry, I can name all these fucking guys. Guy Mesger, Frank Shamrock, all the way Baz Rutten, all those guys. I can name guys that I followed MMA from almost the day it started. And for the first time in my life, I can honestly say I will never watch another UFC event again. I have Paramount Plus. I don't have to pay for shit as far as UFC. I'm not going to watch anymore. They've completely lost me. They've gone into the realm of this red pill bullshit, and I can't. They've been leaning into it for a while now, but that event finally did it for me. And the Hokit thing, and the fact that he hasn't been suspended, like, he should have got a stern talking to from Dana White. Should have ripped him a new one at the presser. And I'm glad he said what he said, but he should have been more forceful with it. Like, dude, that shit wasn't cool. Like, don't condone it. And me and Josh are going to have a really nice, not nice conversation about what he said tonight. Because there was no call for going after Michelle Obama like that. There was no call for that at all. It was unnecessary and uncalled for. And it should have been called out. And I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad Dana White called it out. But UFC is lost to me as a fan. I'm done. I'm fucking done. I can't. Like, I can't support it anymore. And it sucks because, again, I love MMA. I've loved the fight game. I love it. But I can't support that. So I'm done. With that, at least with UFC, I'll watch other MMA. I'll watch One Fighting. I'll watch Ryzen or whatever. If that's still around, I'll watch. If Netflix does something again, I'll check that out. But as far as UFC, done. I'll watch PFL. I'll watch PFL. But I'm done with UFC. I can't do it anymore. I'm out. Um, Something I'm not out on, in fact, I'm all in on, however, is a trailer dropped the other day for a certain character. If you know, you know. The new trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day dropped, and oh my god. First off, R.I.P. Scorpion, um, the newest member of the He Didn't Kill Me, but the Hospital Bills Will Club. Um, CT's gonna be real, bro. That's all I can say. Like, I don't know if he survived that shit because Spider-Man bounced his head off a fucking police car after whipping him into that bitch with his tail like at like 50 miles an hour. So I think Scorpion's dead. It's just my opinion. I think he's dead. There's no way he survived that. He grabbed my tail. It's like, wham! I'm like, oh shit. And he's like, I gotta control my powers, man. Something's going on. I'm losing my mind. It's like, you already lost your mind. Like, that motherfucker dead. So there was that. There's obviously the Hulk is back. And not Professor Hulk. We got the Hulk. And I'm hyped for that. We've got the Punisher in the trailer. And Spider-Man's in some shit because he goes to the Punisher for help. It's like, motherfucker, don't you know who I am? I'm the Punisher. I don't help motherfuckers. I kill people. I help people by killing criminals. That's how I help people. But I'm not help. And a mysterious maybe villain with powers that control people. I have a theory on who this character is. Now, we know it's Sadie Sink from Stranger Things. We know Sadie Sink's playing the character. What we don't know is who she is. The theory is that she's Jean Grey. But I don't think they're going to debut Jean Grey in a random Spider-Man movie. I think they want to save the X-Men for their own thing. After Secret Wars. I think it is a mutant. I think that this person is related to Jean Grey. But I don't think it is Jean Grey. I think it's Rachel Summers. Redhead. Sadie Sink is a redhead. Mutant. Rachel Grey is a mutant. Or Rachel Summers is a mutant. She's actually the child of Cyclops and Jean Grey. The one that's not Cable. Who is the child of Madeline Pryor and Jean Grey. And not Scott Summers. Cyclops and Madeline Pryor. Not the son of Jean Grey and it's Cyclops. But Cable is Madeline Pryor and Scott Summers' kid. Rachel Summers is Jean Grey and Scott Summers' kid. Uh, the point is Cyclops is both their dads, but they have different moms. So Jean Grey is Rachel Summers' kid. Cable is Madeline Pryor's kid. So Cable may have sent Rachel into the past somehow to get her away from the future that they were in. She ends up in modern day New York through various shenanigans that have gone up at the time stream and the multiverse, and she's now in New York, and she's trying to get help. The only person she can think of is Spider-Man. The reason for that is, this is from the comics, so I'm going to go deep here. Cable is a huge Spider-Man fan. He grew up idolizing Spider-Man. When he's met Spider-Man, he's always been in awe of him. And Spider-Man finally asked him one day, dude, why are you so weird around me? And he's like, because you're the only one they remember, that anyone remembers. He's like, what? He's like, of all the heroes that have ever been, you're the one that they remember. He's like, well, why me? He's like, because you're the one that always helped the little guy. You're the one that always stopped to help the little guy. So everybody remembers you. You were the hero everybody looked up to. Even more so than Captain America. That's the effect that Spider-Man has. And that's why I'm a Spider-Man fan. Because no matter what, he's always been the guy who helps the little guy. But this movie looks good, man. It looks amazing. You got the Hulk, you got Spider-Man fighting ninjas, the hands in it. The prison scene, he might be going to get his boy out of prison. Because we might get some Daredevil. We might get some Daredevil in this. I hope we get some Daredevil. Came to get you out, man. You were a really good lawyer to help me out, so I need a really good lawyer to help me out. Or I need the other guy. I need the devil. So we're going to get the devil out of jail. So yeah, I think we're going to get I think we're in for some fun with this movie. I'm really psyched for it. I'm really pumped for it. I think it's going to be really fucking good. It's my movie of the summer. That's the one I'm waiting for more than anything. I don't give a shit about anything else. I care about Spider-Man. And I kind of want to see how they they finally made Spider-Man like Spider-Man again. He's not Tony Stark Jr. He's like down on his luck. His life is kind of in shambles, Peter Parker. And I know it sounds bad to say I like when Spider-Man's going through some shit. But Spider-Man going through whatever shit in his life is the best Spider-Man. Spider-Man at rock bottom is the best Spidey because it just makes the jokes are funnier. He comes up with better one-liners. He's just like he's just. I sound horrible being a fan of this character, but literally, whenever Spider-Man's going through shit, it's when the best of him comes out. I don't know why that is, but yeah. I'm looking forward to this movie. I can't wait for it. I am highly anticipating Spider-Man. Brand new day. I also think we're on the road to Ned becoming Hobgoblin. I think we're getting Ned's becoming Hobgoblin. Because he's like, yeah, man, I'm not, you saw my board of like weird Spider-Man conspiracy shit. Because he's trying to figure out who the fuck Spider-Man is. He's like, yeah, it's not weird, right? I'm not weird, though. Nah, dude, that's fucking weird, bro. And, yeah, you're probably going to become Hobgoblin, and I can't wait for that either. So, anyway, I'm looking forward to this. I can't wait for it. I liked everything I saw in this new trailer. I am psyched. I was already ready for it, but I'm ready for it now. More than anything, I want to see this movie. So, in other news, actually, no, it's all I'm going to get into here. I'll talk about other stuff on the Minorities Report on Saturday at 8 o'clock with our special guests, Rich from my co-host from Bucks and O's, and also his co-host from Football, then Exos of Life, Jermaine. They're going to be joining us on Saturday, so tune in for that. Some point, we got to get my boy Joe Money on. Got to have Rams fan on again. And we will probably have Fatty from the Baye Geeks on again at some point soon. I don't know when. I don't know what the schedule's like, but we'll figure that out. Anyway, that's all I got for this one. In closing, if you're afraid of strong women, grow up and man up, dude. Stop it. If you're afraid of strong women, man up and stop being a bitch. And if you like Spider-Man, be pumped for this movie because it's going to be all that and then some. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Happy Juneteenth. And happy Pride Month. If you know anybody that's LGBTQ+, let them know let them know you got their back. To all my people out there who are LGBTQ+, and all that stuff. No, I've got your back. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Peace.